Call it off-road overkill. This genuine 4x4 expedition truck doubles as a full remote office. Meet the TruckHouse BCR, whose air conditioner can run for more than 50 hours without charging. But does it really last that long? And what else is hiding inside? Let's take a look.
Motorhome luxury.
Starting at the front, the BCR looks ready to lead a recovery convoy. In front of you, the Ram's square headlights sit behind an optional steel brush guard and 4 optional auxiliary lamps. Drop your eyes to the sculpted steel bumper. Its recovery points are rated at 30,000 pounds, with an available 20,000-pound winch tucked between them. An available raised intake keeps the engine breathing above deep water and convoy dust. Subtle? Not at all, but nothing here is decoration. Behind that bumper, AEV turns a 4-wheel drive Ram 3500 cab chassis into a Prospector XL. Regular and crew cabs share the same house floor plan. Power comes from either a Cummins turbo diesel displacing roughly 6.7-liter or a 6.4-liter gasoline V8, both with an 8-speed automatic. Now you can see how tightly the 40-inch BFGoodrich tires fit beneath the high-mark flares. They clear 18-inch wheels on only 3 inches of lift, gaining trail room without perching the truck on stilts. Which cab would you choose? The shorter regular cab or the crew cab with more seating and storage? Follow the front flare toward the house, and the BCR avoids the square profile of a typical camper. The cab over narrows toward the windshield, while curved sidewalls continue the Ram's shape, strengthen the shell, and help air move around it. With 74 gallons across 2 factory diesel tanks, TruckHouse rates the BCR for more than 1,000 miles between fills. The stance gets you remote. That range helps you stay there. Now walk down the driver's side. Open the first hatch and the rear fuel fill sits beside the water control panel. Here you can connect city water, draw from a portable container, drain the 40-gallon fresh tank, rinse muddy equipment outside, or use onboard air to blow out the plumbing. The 20-gallon gray tank and Garmin-controlled freeze protection work behind the scenes. Above the hatches, a no-drill track is ready for a ladder, fishing rods, or paddle boards. Next comes a toilet service door, but only with the 5-gallon cassette. If you choose the dry flush or composting toilet, this door disappears. Lower down, another compartment protects the forward fuel and diesel exhaust fluid fills while adding storage. Those fills feed a 52-gallon rear tank and a 22-gallon midship tank. Round the back and the BCR becomes its own campsite. One swing out carries the spare, and a worm-driven winch lowers the roughly 138-pound wheel and tire. The other carries an optional aluminum box, with an optional soundbar above it. You can swing the box beneath the passenger side awning and it becomes the center of a barbecue or outdoor party. Prefer the quiet? Leave it at the rear and listen to nature. Open both carriers and a wide carbon tailgate reaches the long gear bay. Marine flooring, stainless corner guards, tie-downs, and Household Plus 12-volt outlets protect and power skis, golf clubs, fishing gear, or recovery equipment. The same bay opens from the passenger side. Below it, a steel departure skid can take the first scrape. The center receiver tows 10,000 pounds. 2 outer receivers brace a bike or motorcycle carrier. On the roof, an oversized skylight and fans share space with optional Starlink, up to 600 watts of solar, and the available 48-volt air conditioner. That unit draws from a 10,240 watt-hour lithium battery, letting TruckHouse claim more than 50 hours of cooling without charging. Enough to park somewhere hot and run the office through 2 days and nights, although actual conditions will decide the runtime. But the exterior's hero is what happens where the house meets the truck. Picture the Ram frame twisting roughly 12 degrees across uneven ground, while the carbon fiber house above you remains comparatively still. Spring points and long urethane isolators let the chassis move without sending the same distortion through your windows, cabinetry, and seals. That is why this can be one integrated vehicle instead of a camper simply bolted to a truck. The one-piece shell is roughly 2 inches thick. Its curved sides add strength, and its dual-pane glass sits flush in recesses molded into the carbon body. Fewer joints also mean fewer obvious paths for water. How many luxury interiors could survive if their walls followed every twist underneath them? Moving forward along the passenger side, Another carbon door reveals the side of the long pass-through gear bay you first opened at the rear. If another vehicle blocks the swing-outs, you can still slide out skis, rods, or recovery gear from here, and household plus 12-volt outlets let the bay power accessories at camp. Continue toward the entrance, and a carbon hatch beneath the door unlocks with the Ram key fob. It holds the onboard air connection, with room for recovery gear or shoes. Above you, the legless awning extends at the touch of a button and retracts when wind rises, shading camp without poles around your feet. Lightweight aluminum steps fold out from inside the body, away from road spray, and stop at different extensions on uneven ground. Their compact mount leaves the belly skid unobstructed. Use the recessed handle, release the insulated 3-point locking door, and its gas strut resists a gust. Open it and the BCR stops feeling like trail equipment. Ready to see how a full office fits? Let's head in. The first step lands in a lowered basin where your muddy boots, wet gear, or dog's paws drain without soaking the floor. Would you expect a carbon expedition truck to feel this bright? 6 feet 6 inches of standing height and light from the rear glass, cab over windows, entry window, and skylight keep it from becoming a cave. Look overhead and a 10-inch Garmin screen puts the lights, inverter, climate, optional heated floors, tank freeze protection, solar, sound system, and gray water valve in one place. You can use the same interface from your phone, while physical switches keep the essentials one touch away. Straight across is the wet bath, combining shower and toilet in one waterproof room. A full-length mirror covers the door, and dedicated heat turns it into a drying closet for soaked gear. Choose cassette, composting, or dry flush toilets, so no conventional blackwater tank hangs below. Move towels out before showering, and the whole room is ready for water. Turn toward the cab and the front becomes your bedroom. A 3-pound carbon fiber ladder clips along its rail to reach a 76 by 80-inch cab over king, then removes without consuming the room below. Do you sleep lengthwise so either person can leave without climbing over the other or across the truck? Both orientations fit. 2 side windows and the oversized skylight open for ventilation, with insect screens and blackout shades. The solid front wall becomes a headboard, and each sleeper gets a reading light, charging power, and a cubby. At 3 in the morning, a bedside control illuminates only the toe kick lights so your bathroom trip wakes no one. If you would rather stream than stargaze, an available 32-inch television with Apple TV sits beside the bed. Pull it away from the wall and rotate it 180 degrees, and the same screen faces the rear dinette. With available Starlink feeding it, the bedroom screen becomes the lounge television without adding a second set. We'll come back to the cab at the end. First, turn rearward and see what the kitchen has to offer. Here, the passenger side galley begins beside the entry, with a 2-burner induction cooktop, deep stainless steel sink, and paper composite counter. The sink is large enough for pots and pans, while the counter gives you a durable work surface without the weight of stone. Why no window behind the cooktop? The backsplash wipes clean without grease fouling a screen or blind. Below the counter, the 24-inch speed oven replaces 3 appliances by working as a microwave, convection oven, and broiler. Beside it, latched stainless steel drawers close softly and stay shut on rough roads. You can pull out the wastebasket under the sink, then open the narrow pantry for dry food and cooking supplies. Directly opposite, a 5.1 cubic foot marine drawer refrigerator and freezer keeps cold air inside and food from falling forward after a rough trail. Either drawer can refrigerate or freeze, changing the split for each trip. Above it, a folding cabinet exposes adjustable shelves and appliance power. Remove the shelves and the counter becomes a hidden standing desk. Would you have guessed half the office was tucked above the refrigerator? Beside it, the full-height closet handles hanging clothes, with marine-grade flooring at its base so your load does not slide around. Open the separate door beneath the closet and flip-down shelves divide the storage for shoes or smaller items. Fold them up, and the same compartment swallows bulkier gear. The same non-slip lining continues through the other cabinets, so their contents are less likely to migrate after a rough trail. The cabinetry itself is molded, vacuum-infused fiberglass rather than a collection of joined wood boxes. That keeps it lightweight and waterproof, and it resists swelling, twisting, or working apart as the truck moves. At the rear, the U-shaped dinette sits beneath 3 safari-style windows, giving you a 270-degree view with screens and blackout blinds. The windows hinge outward, so you can ventilate the lounge without surrendering the view. Above you, cabinets follow the lounge around the rear corners, using the space above the glass for everyday storage. Their push-button latches keep smaller items contained when the trail tilts. The table pivots to clear either side and slides toward you for work or meals, with household and 12-volt power at both ends. At night, lower the table between the benches. It stays attached and needs no filler board. Flip the shaped cushions and their reverse sides form a flat 48 by 72-inch bed. With the cab over king, the BCR sleeps 4 adults, although the rear bed is tighter. Angled seat bases and backrests let you sit through a workday, while flush lighting, speakers, and a concealed subwoofer take over after the laptop closes. Paired with the standing desk and available Starlink, one person can work seated while another stands in the same open cabin. Could you replace your home office with this? Let us know in the comments. Before leaving the living area, notice where the warmth comes from. Set the temperature at the Garmin screen above the entry, and the hydronic system that heats your water also warms the cabin. Available heating beneath the floor warms the surface under your feet, instead of consuming cabinet space. Around you, dual-pane windows close behind integrated shades, and the roughly 2-inch carbon shell forms the insulated outer wall. Step across to the wet bath and its separate heat turns that waterproof room into a dryer for gloves, jackets, or ski gear. Together, those layers let this bright, glassy office work through winter instead of becoming a fair-weather camper. Next, return to the front and look below the cab-over bed. An available insulated pass-through opens into the Ram, so you can move between the house and truck without stepping into bad weather. Its insulated cover closes off road noise and temperature when you do not need the opening. In a crew cab BCR, the rear passenger area can retain the factory bench, use 2 captain's chairs, keep one seat beside a larger storage platform, or delete the seats and devote the whole area to equipment. Under the front passenger seat, the ARB onboard air system can reinflate the 40-inch tires after a trail, blow dust off equipment, or purge the plumbing for winter. That means the same compressor serves driving, camp cleanup, and cold weather storage. Would you keep the extra seats or turn that cab space into storage? Here is the one honest downside. Conditions decide runtime, and water usually ends your stay before electricity does. 40 gallons is roughly 4 days for 2 people, while the 20-gallon gray tank may fill first. But about 1 hour 15 minutes of driving can recharge an empty battery through the high-output alternator. Available 600-watt solar slows the drain. In practice, the drive resets the battery, solar slows daily depletion, and the battery covers your quiet hours at camp. Around town, yes, it is still off-road overkill. On a trail, you get serious recovery engineering around a cabin for work and extended travel. Building it this way is expensive. The BCR starts at $510,000, including the chassis, and ordering one requires a $50,000 deposit. At more than $500,000, this is not rational for most campers. But few vehicles can cross difficult terrain, tow 10,000 pounds, sleep 4, and become a connected office at camp this cleanly. So, is it brilliant engineering or pure overkill? Let us know in the comments. Want to see a camper designed to survive the end of the world instead? If so, click on it and we will see you soon at a new luxury motorhome.